Great. Well, hey, thank you for being here tonight, everybody. My name is Ron Millward, and I'm one of the co-founders and president of Balanced Veterans Network. Really excited for y'all to be here. We have not done an update in a long time, and so the team has been working hard to get all of the numbers together for the last year and prepare just a brief presentation. So this shouldn't take any more than 30 minutes. We'll leave a little bit of time at the end for questions. And if you're coming back through and watching this at a later time, we'll leave some details with how to ask some questions if you're online as well. So no need to worry there. One of the main things, and we'll get into this a little bit later, is we've evolved a bit as an organization, as a lot of you can see. And it's over the years, it's gone from, just Facebook groups and some social media to boots on the ground support to now what we are and really continuing to build and move forward in a big way. But we used to say life has its ups and downs, find balance. And, it's fun and still relevant, but we've decided to adopt a new sort of tagline. And we're saying it's unconventional healing for conventional forces. I know it sounds like a little bit of a mouthful, but we're going to get into what that actually means a little bit later on in this presentation. But just want you to keep that in the back of your mind. And as we all continue to talk about the future and where we've been, I'm just so incredibly proud and honored to be able to do this. Our team is mostly volunteer or very, very undercompensated. And we do this because our hearts are in it. We've got 44 veterans taking their lives every day, and we feel as though we are able to come together and in a creative way, introduce programs and support that can help people not just get something or receive something, but really help walk alongside people as we're all getting better and healing together. So again, thank you guys so much for your time and for being here. Really appreciate it. We're going to jump right in.
Am I muted?
No, you're not. It's okay though.
Okay,
Gotcha.
sorry. Switching it over. My bad.
All good.
Hi.
All right, cool. So jumping right in. So 2022, this was the biggest year we had as an organization, and really excited about it. Our goal was to grow and spread awareness of our programs and community through events, speaking engagement, advocacy, and digital media. We had our largest outreach and fundraising year to date, and Caleb's going to get into financials a little bit later on in this, but so incredibly proud of there were years that we were really struggling to even stay afloat, and this year we were able to go into the new year with just a little bit to get us started in the first quarter. So it's really exciting. This past year, we had the opportunity to be on NPR. We had a strain in 2 medical marijuana markets with TerraSend, and that was one of our biggest supporters this year. We had the National Cannabis Festival, which was huge. That opened up a partnership with IAVA, Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America, and they do incredible advocacy work. So just to be able to sit alongside of them and learn from them and help push forward in some of their initiatives was really huge for us. We went to our first fitness conference this year called FitCon in Miami, Florida, which was really cool to just sort of show something different. While we do a lot of cannabis events and alternative therapies, it was really cool to enter into the fitness space, and we'll continue to expand in that area as well. We did Canadelic, one of our first psychedelic conferences, where we were just there to learn from some industry professionals and network, tell people more about our mission and what we're doing. And so that was very cool. Americans for Safe Access Partnership, they did a community profile on our organization, and then unfortunately their in-person event got canceled, but they are rescheduling that for the first quarter, I believe, of this year. And so we will be a part of that moving forward. We had a company called Cannabis Creative Movement create a wellness resource guide for us. And this guide, it made some waves. It went through Yahoo Finance. It was published in Westward. And so it really helped us just reach some different people that we wouldn't normally reach, which was very cool. And then that creative company went on to win an award for that endeavor, which was awesome. And then a WGAL feature, which was a national news feature. This is what I'm most excited about. While this year, we were able to really support the community in a big way, but collectively over the last 5 years, we've made a huge impact in the veteran space, and we're really proud of that. And so this year we had a little over 100 free medical marijuana card certifications. We reimbursed $1,572 in card state fees. And so again, one of our major programs is that reimbursement program. And so any state now, we officially started working with a company called LeafWell to be able to help veterans in any state that has a medical program. And so that was a big expansion for us this year. And so any state that has a medical program will reimburse or will help them connect to a doctor for a free certification, but then also help reimburse their state fee up to $50. We did over 50 hours of educational classes, 21 virtual and then 29 in person. For a while, we were doing weekly wellness classes. Those are going to evolve, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more here in the further on in the slideshow. But then resource referrals, we had over 500 resource referrals, referring people out to different psychedelic treatments, to therapy, to other nonprofits that we've worked with, and people in the community, which to me, I think is just so important. And that comes from everyone in the community. I see it all the time. People, hey, I went through this, this person and they helped me out, or this VSO was super helpful. And that's how we get through this together, is by sharing that information and what has worked. So very cool. And then over $30,000 in equipment was given to community members. So we gave out a bunch of different bundles this year for folks that were active in the community, to include full-on cannabis grow kits. We had mushroom cultivation kits. We had all of the different initiative bundles. So we had a movement kit and then CBD. And so we were able to really resource and equip, and we hope to do a lot more in the future. But to date, we've done over $300,000 worth of equipment given to the community members in the last 5 years. So we're really, really proud of that. Let me see here. And then I'm going to give it over to Caleb, who is going to go through just some of our financials. You're muted, brother.
Can you hear me now?
Gotcha.
All right. 2022 was our biggest year to date. Our revenue grew at least 237%. In 2021, we had made just under 41,000. And as you can see on this slide, this last year, we made 136,000. A few of our verbal financial commitments were reduced or eliminated altogether just because of the downturn in the economy. But even when this downturn in the economy, we're extremely happy with our growth. And it just shows that we're making the right moves to have a big impact within the veteran community. We've done a lot with the amount that we received in comparison to other veteran, especially the special operations focused organizations. And we're only going to have a bigger impact the more we grow. We would like to give a shout out to all of our recurring donors within the community. That really goes to help us pay for some of these state medical fees and some of our giveaways. On this slide, you can also see that our operations expense was larger this year, just due to some of the costs that were associated with new community website upgrades. And then we have an app coming soon. So a lot of time and energy and money went towards getting those up and ready. But those are one-time fees, so it should carry us along moving forward. Additionally, we upgraded some of our booth materials to give us a better look, to where we can be more prepared to handle the volume and just communicate what our mission is about. And after many years of pure volunteer work, we finally had our board approve a small part-time paid role, a few small part-time paid roles for the first time in our organization history. And we hope to see continued growth so we can bring on more help in the future.
Yeah, I'm so stoked about that. Caleb, do you mind just mentioning, I know we didn't really talk about this, but mentioning the oversight with our finances. I know that you've been really working with some of the day-to-day, which you're working with CPA, and we're looking at getting everything audited here in the very near future.
Correct. There's a firm here local to me that I work with, and they help us do a bunch of the categorizations, a bunch of the tax forms and things like that. And then as Ron mentioned, we're also going to have a third party firm come in and do a financial audit, just that's independent from the group that we're working with.
Yeah, we're really, really excited about this year. We're going to be focusing on trying to get some grants. And so we've got some folks helping out with that. But then also you'll see that this new website that we're launching in the app, there is, we've shifted the messaging not entirely away from what we've been, but more towards wellness. We are a wellness educational nonprofit. And so while cannabis is one of those modalities, we're also, bringing in some of these other things, and that should help us just gain more credibility within the space. We all know there's a stigma around some of these, alternative modalities. And so we're doing the best that we can just to show that we are, really equipping people and educating people in a way that will help them. So awesome. Thank you, Caleb. Appreciate that. Next, I want to highlight, before we get into our 2023 sort of outlook, volunteers and ambassadors, and each one of us, myself, I consider myself an ambassador. Like, we are the lifeblood of this organization. And I just want to thank every single person. There's so many people. And I know that this small list is not touching even a fraction of the people that help out behind the scenes and take our cards places and have conversations with dispensaries and things like that. But I want to specifically just shout out a few people. We've got Dan Kay, Trevor Schultz, Joshua Duran, Sarah Chase, Joshua Boughton, Tara Morgan, CJ Calgill. Like, these folks have gone above and beyond this year, whether it was setting up a roll-a-thon for an MMA event, or setting up a spring get-together, fall gathering for, a bunch of veterans to come together and be able to experience yoga and other things. We had somebody, Sarah Chase, ran a marathon for us. There's so many different ways to sort of show your support or to reach out to somebody and set up an idea. I know Joshua Duran, he's kind of always coming up with different ideas and working with local level dispensaries and things like that. And so I just, as we continue to develop what an ambassador looks like in our sort of program to help onboard people, it's really just you being yourself and being authentic, going in somewhere and sharing what has worked for you, why this organization has helped, maybe just sharing a story about something that's happened in the past, but making those sort of connections and helping us kind of on-ramp with different organizations it's really critical to our growth. We are sort of overshadowed by, some of the other larger organizations and some of the other communities in the veteran space. And so we're doing our best to kind of reach out, and it's going to take all of us. And again, when you grow, we all grow. So like, whatever you're doing in your own individual life, just sharing that and helping other people, that's how we all get better together. So we'll have more about ambassadors coming in the near future. Tom Borky, and I'll get into some of our day-to-day staff who go above and beyond, but Tom will be helping just kind of facilitate some of that community and ambassadors as well as we move forward. Next, I want to mention our governing board of directors. So we are a 501c3 nonprofit. It's not just like a couple of us getting together, shooting the shit, kicking around some ideas. We have to vote on things, and we stay true to a lot of different laws and things that we have to have put in place that, one, I really didn't even know some of this stuff. And so I'm grateful to have some professionals on our team that are kind of helping us stay accountable and to move forward. And we just recently voted on 3 new board members, and really excited to to share about them. And some of them are here with us in this meeting tonight. So thank you for being here. But like I said earlier, I'm the president of the board. Derek Carver is our vice president. He was Army Airborne. Caleb Masoner was Army. He is our treasurer of the board. Heather Serest was a former Air Force trauma surgeon. She's a board member. Nelson Sanchez was a Navy SEAL. And then Dr. Lynn Bornfriend, who is our first ever civilian. Really excited about that. Up until literally this point, everything that we've done has been, veterans for veterans. And I have been able to just build a great relationship and friendship with Dr. Bornfriend. And she is just a pioneer in really the multiple spaces. But she comes with just a plethora of knowledge in the psychiatry field. She's an adult and child psychiatrist, and just very educated in plant medicine. So grateful to have them. And then just so you guys know and are, transparent, we're always open to suggestions. We are looking for one more board member. And so, if you've got somebody in mind that may be able to help out or would be a good fit, please let us know. But really excited about that. We're going to have a good year moving forward. And I just want so the board delegates the mission objectives to our executive team. And this year we're doing things a little bit different. We have a sort of voting committee among our day-to-day team operators. And that way it's not just, singular people making decisions, but we're really making collective decisions together. So excited about that. And then our current core team leads, or day-to-day people that are helping out, these people are incredible. They're a lot of times behind the scenes, but we get nothing done without them. Huge shout out to our current executive assistant and donor relations coordinator, Melissa, too. She does so much behind the scenes. I'm sure everybody in here has seen or heard that name. She's really incredible and helps us kind of keep things on track and make sure we're in the right direction. Our medical marijuana program coordinator, Mike Williams, dude is just so incredible. I've gotten a chance to just really get to know him over the past few years, and the way that he cares about veterans and tries to find a solution for people that aren't in legal states. His heart is really incredible. So I'm grateful to have him. And then, like I said earlier, thank you. I just got engaged, y'all. That's my fiance. Super excited. I had to throw that in there. Why not? And then our community care coordinator, like I said earlier, Tom Borky, incredible guy. Really grateful to have him. And then Eric Jansen is our merchandise coordinator. Victoria DeSalvo is our wellness coordinator. And then Lainey Woodliff is social media coordinator. Something new, you guys may be like, what in the world is OHH? OHH is a new program that we just started. We're not going to go into super detail about this, but very excited about it. It is really an agricultural program. So we will be getting houseplants into the hands of veterans across the United States to be able to learn about the benefits. Some people are not in legal states and Caleb's showing a picture of it if you want to check that out. But some folks are not in states that legally allow cannabis cultivation. And so giving people another option to be able to care for a houseplant or in conjunction with cannabis, it's totally different vibes. So really excited about that. But Sean Fowler is our Operation Houseplant coordinator. Many hands make light work. We are always looking for more volunteers to help out on these teams. There will be more opportunities posted soon. I think I will be first to admit there's a lot that we've learned along the years, and communication, there's just so much. As you can see, there are a lot of parts that are moving. We're really working on streamlining communication, making things a lot more easy, and we'll have better on-ramps for people to get involved if you want to. And so stay tuned for that in the near future. We'll be talking about some upcoming meetings, ways that you can help out or get involved. And then I'm going to have Melissa, if she is around, just going to mention just some communication guidelines to help us. Like I just said, we're streamlining and we just help make things a little more simple.
Yeah, so a few times, Ron has mentioned, like, if you have questions or if you want to know more, reach out to us. And I think often, like, a lot of people have questions about, well, how do I reach out to you? And obviously the first thing that comes to mind is, well, let me find them on Instagram and send them a message, which is great and a very effective way to communicate. However, we would try to ask if in the future, if anyone, yourself or someone that needs to get in touch with anyone on the team at Balanced Veterans, an email to support@balancedveterans.com is the absolute best way to get that to happen. We have a team of 6 that monitor that account and can get it to the right person very quickly. That's it.
Crushed it. Thank you so much, Melissa. Yeah. So, and if you are, out and about, or you meet a business owner or somebody that wants to get involved, just keep that in the back of your mind, support@Balanced Veterans. And, if they send an email there, we'll have plenty of people that will be able to answer that. And then next, we've got our 2023 outlook. Super excited for what we've got going on this year. We are scaling down events. So we've done a lot of events, lots of podcasts, lots of exposure last year. That's what we were really focusing on trying to do, was just get the word out there about us. We are fairly small and looking to continue growing. And so this year we're focusing heavily on community building and educational content. Like I said, we'll be attending less large events and strengthening our foundation and leaders as we continue to grow. And so, most of us, like I said, are, volunteer or haven't been a part of a nonprofit before, or just coming in and want to help out. And so we really want to make sure, one, it's very cool that we have the opportunity to now, employ veterans that may not be able to work a traditional job but can help out here. We want to continue to advance that, but more than that, we want this to be a place where people can learn. So as we continue to develop leadership and our processes, this is all a learning experience, and we want people to feel like they've gained something from being a part of the team. And we are all here just trying to figure it out. So if there's something that you can contribute that would be able to help us, we'd love to have it. New for this year, like I mentioned earlier, leadership member voting committee. So they're those core team leaders that I mentioned, they will have people on the teams, and we'll come together and collectively vote on different events or programs or different things that we're doing within the community. And so this will really sort of help just keep things very, very exciting, really. And we'll be able to do more and have more people involved. Operation House Plant Healing, I just briefly went into that, so I'm not going to cover that again. But overall, just more community events. We're going to be firing our wellness classes back up. And so that will be starting very soon. We're actually going to be kicking off a wellness challenge in the very first week or the second week in February. And so there will be more information that comes out about that. But really excited about that. The team has been putting in a lot of work. There are going to be plenty of prizes that are going to be given out. Some really good stuff. I'm looking forward to it and excited to go through that with everybody. Wellness challenge and more resources for the community. We've got a potential Disney Channel episode Discovery Channel episode that's coming out. I did an interview a while back with the Jim Belushi show, and so that would really be a big deal for our org. I think we'd get some more folks coming into the community. So we're excited about that, but we're just preparing. We want to make sure our leadership is strengthened. We want to make sure all of our processes are streamlined and really easy, because I know that it is annoying. There's an app and the communication and different ways to log in. And I promise you, we've been working hard to kind of fix that. It's been annoying for some, and I apologize. And thank you all for just riding out with us and being patient. We'll have more outreach and digital marketing with a greater focus on just wellness. And that brings me to, we recently brought on a wellness coordinator that's going to really help just kind of continue developing those relationships with our wellness coaches, but then also helping with all of that programming.
Get a fucking thing, because most of this office.
One sec. All right. And then our 2023 event schedule. So we've pared it down quite a bit. We're going to continue to do quarterly veteran hangs, in person and virtual. So depending on the locations and the volunteers that we have involved, we'll be able to do some in-person events. And then quarterly ambassador development training. So this is where we'll do just more training to help people kind of understand those processes. We're going to do twice a month live virtual wellness classes, and then once a month live or recorded educational class. The two biggest events that we have this year are the spring and fall cannabis festivals in Pennsylvania, and then the National Cannabis Festival, which is in Washington, D.C. We're looking at doing Chicago CannaFest again, and then MJ BizCon's Association Day. But this is really a lot less than we did. There's also the Americans for Safe Access, but we're not sure what the date is going to be on that yet. But really focusing again on just getting some more content out into the community, working on developing some different blogs and videos and things like that that we can, really put out there and just help people with. So also the best way right now, our website is almost ready to launch, but the best way to know what's going on is on Circle. And so that will have most of our events sort of up to date, and we'll try to, just like this event, post in there with the information of how to get to that. And then Caleb, do you want to take it away for the 2023 projected budget?
Yeah, sure. Even though we had record growth in 2022, we're only projecting a slight increase in revenue if the economy continues to contract, meaning we expect other commitments to contract as well. However, we will continue to follow these economic trends and position the organization to handle low revenue if we begin to see it coming in lower than projected. Our leadership team will continue working tirelessly to secure future funding to offset this differential. And we're aware that there is a potential for recession on the horizon. So any support that of that can be provided to balanced veterans, let us know so we can make sure that we maximize the sustainability of the org. On the contrary, if the economy begins to strengthen or recover, then we have the potential to expand into additional smaller part-time paid roles, and we will make announcements if that becomes a reality. And as you can see in 23, operations is a much lower percentage since we project minimal costs there. As the community becomes our primary objective, following the new site and app rollouts, events and programs will be our focus this year as we ensure we're putting funds back into the community in the form of veteran card reimbursements, Operation House Plant Healing, community gear, local community-led events, and much more.
Cool. This is you as well. This is just going in to explain a little bit about the unconventional healing.
Yeah, just some of the analytics that we noticed is, 5% is being generous. 5% of active duty is special forces, and kind of this tagline that we have adopted is the unconventional healing for conventional forces. And our focus is the 95%. We also, will welcome special operations in and help, everyone, but the focus is everyone else that we feel like is kind of being left off. There's other orgs that are helping special operations. They're getting a majority of the funding actually. And so it's been a little bit more difficult for us to secure funding because we don't have as loud of a voice, but we are representing the majority. So this is really why our focus is turned to the unconventional healing for conventional forces.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, this has been something our team has talked about a lot, and I hope that this fires the majority of the folks here that listen to this up, because that we are missing out on a lot of funding that we could use to do more, expand more, help more, and we're representing just a larger majority of veterans. There are levels here, and we're seeing that we're getting passed up regularly, and so there's no shame in that. We're grateful. We celebrate the special ops community, but we also know that we need help because there are just, crises regularly, and folks that we could really be doing a better job supporting with more funding. So that's one of our biggest focuses this year, is just getting that sort of information out. The team did some deep dive on some of the statistics and looked at some funding from other orgs versus what we did. And it's really sad, to be honest with you. So enough on that. Excited to move forward and try to secure more this year. But this is where we get to one of the most important parts. How can BVN help you? We've got multiple programs, multiple initiatives to get involved. And, everyone here, myself included, we are on a journey of really transitioning and figuring out what it looks like to be who we are outside of the military. And for some, it's a lifelong journey. And, we're here to walk that journey with you guys. We've got many ways to get plugged in. We're working on facilitating more events that we can come together and share and connect with each other. But we've got a support community always there. It's getting better. This new app is fresh. It is so cool. It's gamified. It's way easier to connect. It's on the App Store. There's no separate app. It's literally our own. So really excited. That's going to break down that barrier of communication to allow people to access a lot easier. So we'll have that. We're going to continue to do wellness classes. We've got different opportunities to connect to, different therapy resources, equine therapy, different peer support groups. Obviously, we've got the MMJ card reimbursements and the state fees. Please take advantage of that. If you know of a veteran that's considering, please share that with them. Project Triangle, we've got education and resources around psychedelic assisted therapy. I know there are many veterans in this community that are accessing psychedelic assisted therapy. And so we want to be here to be a support for that. And then again, our wellness classes, we do them. We would love to see more people come to them. They're really great. We've got instructors from really all over with a plethora of knowledge, just teaching intro level classes. So it's not intense. We keep them, fairly simple. You kind of just get to move, get an introductory level, and then you can continue on if you'd like to. But we keep it very simple and just a good place to connect. So we'll be putting more emphasis on that. We've improved those, and you'll be hearing more as we move forward. But please, 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 everyone, take advantage of what we're here for. We are here while most of the people here are monetarily contributing and are part of this organization. Please take advantage of the support as well. We all need a hand every once in a while. And then again, this is huge. Thank you to our supporters. This year we got by on an average of around 30. More important than these names at the top, I don't really care about these corporations. I do. We love them. We thankful for them and generous and grateful for that. But we have had an average of 37 individual veterans and civilian monthly contributors, meaning, veterans genuinely supporting veterans. So thank you so much for really investing and believing in this team and what we're trying to do. But again, shout out to these companies: Terrascend, Curaleaf has helped, Moodporium, Cannabis Advisory Group, Nova Home Loans. I'm not sure why it didn't update, but Elevated Stash is supposed to be the next line. PAMMJ, Vital Options, Maitri Medicinals, Hannah Meds, Subaru, and Chase Bank. Thank you all so much. We really could not do this without you, and we're grateful for this next year and all we're going to do. That is all we've got for this presentation. So I'm going to stop the recording, and then we're going to open up for some questions if anybody has any. But look at that, 31 minutes. We did.